Hello, I'm Joe, and welcome to Rookie Review. This week's movie, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Now this will be a spoiler-free review, so even if you haven't seen the movie, don't worry, nothing will be ruined for you here. That hasn't already been ruined by the trailers. Good one, Universal. With Ready Player One, Solo, and now Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, this is certainly a year of movie nostalgia and nods to what came before. I loved the direction of Jurassic World from 2015. It was a perfect balance between nostalgia while advancing the universe, unlike some franchises. Cough! Force Awakens, cough! Excuse me. I was skeptical that Fallen Kingdom would be too reliant on the tale as old as time of dinosaurs running amok on an island. Every single Jurassic Park movie has focused on this. I knew that this movie would go into new and exciting directions. In many respects, this movie seems to draw on the second movie of the franchise, the not very well liked The Lost World Jurassic Park, with regards to dinosaurs being the hunted, not just the hunters. The main plot of the movie is that Isla Nublar has been abandoned for 3 years, since disaster struck the theme park and the events of Jurassic World. The dinosaurs have been completely abandoned, as the debate rages as to whether the dinosaurs should be saved from the island due to an impending disastrous volcanic eruption that will be sure to destroy the entire island and everything on it. Wouldn't this mean that Jurassic World theme park was doomed from the beginning, regardless of whether the dinosaurs broke out or not? Who the hell chose this location? What a crap place for a theme park, what idiot chose it? Anyway, Bryce Dallas Howard's Claire Dearing is approached by John Hammond's ex-partner, Benjamin Lockwood, played by James Cromwell, to go to the dilapidated island and save the dinosaurs. Chris Pratt's Owen Grady is in tow, along with the obligatory, annoyingly sarcastic and pointless millennial characters of Zia Rodriguez and Franklin. Oh, Franklin, what an irritant. Claire's character has had a major shift from career-driven, soulless and uncaring, to suddenly a dinosaur rights activist. This feels completely jarring, as it wasn't a natural progression for her character, and it feels like it was forced upon her character, just so the themes of animal rights and saving animals from trafficking could be highlighted. Now don't get me wrong, these are valid and important real world issues which I fully support. However, it doesn't feel believable coming from her character, who in the last movie saw the dinosaurs as attractions and gimmicks, as opposed to beautiful living creatures. Howard does go all in on this performance though, but the same can't be said for Chris Pratt, who comes across as if he's just going through the motions. And aside from a very comical scene involving lava and a tranquilizer dart, he's nowhere near as likeable or charismatic as we know the character and Pratt himself to be. The movie does put a lot of focus on Owen's relationship with the Velociraptor Blue, building upon their relationship from the last movie in a far more organic and natural way, than opposed to Claire suddenly becoming Miss Dinosaur USA. This is the first movie in the franchise to take a dinosaur and make them an actual recognisable and even likeable character, whose fate you care for and have an emotional connection to. I was actually far more interested in Owen and Blue's relationship than Owen's on-again, off-again relationship with Claire. Does anyone care about them as a couple? Anyone? Though Claire and Owen go to the island with the best intentions, underhanded dealings are at play, and we learn that this is not a rescue mission, but rather a trolley dash for the biggest and best dinosaurs, for them ultimately to be weaponized and sold to the highest bidder, as well as creating creatures of the future from pieces of the past. Now you may be thinking, at this point, I thought he said no spoilers. He's going into a fair bit of detail here. It's not until you see the movie and realise how much the trailers give away, not only in regards to the plot and arc of the movie, but also in regards to the important tense plot beats and moments, having the suspense sucked out of them, because you've already seen what happens between Owen and the caged T-Rex, or seeing Blue get shot by the criminally underused Ted Levine and his band of mercenaries. Knowing how much the trailers ruined certain aspects of this movie, there's so many great moments that left me underwhelmed, probably because of Universal Studios and their marketing decisions, spoiling so many aspects. While on the island, we get the obligatory in-your-face, intense, over-the-top action set pieces, and though serviceable and a clever move to use a legitimate natural threat, such as a volcano, as opposed to the artificial nature like the dinosaurs, it didn't feel groundbreaking, and I felt like we'd seen it all before. Thankfully, not too much time is spent on the island, as the main drama and horror occurs on mainland USA. The brilliant opening scene introduces the stylistic choices that director J.A. Bayona uses throughout the entire movie in regards to the use of the dinosaurs as a threat. The approach is much more in the horror movie vein of things, as opposed to the in-your-face creature feature tactics of the prior movies. The dinosaurs lurking in the shadows and the use of silhouettes, danger concealed in darkness, and lightning made this feel like the closest the Jurassic Park franchise has ever came to being an out-and-out horror movie, and I really liked and applaud these choices. Reining in the chaos and the intense action for more tense moments of suspense and uncertainty felt like a fresh move for the franchise. And that's ultimately what the majority of the second and third act of the movie becomes, a tense, calmly plotted thriller that builds the horror and gore steadily. The showdown finale may be somewhat underwhelming, but the events of Lockwood Manor did feel fresh and enjoyable. And don't let the trailers fool you, but the scope and scale of the movie looks massive. A lot of the movie, and certainly its best parts, take place in quite small and confined spaces, further emphasising the horror slant the movie has gone for. The hybrid dinosaur in this movie, the Indoraptor, is also the creepiest and scariest in the entire franchise, as the abomination is presented as incredibly cunning, scheming, and malicious, with a gleefully evil glint in its eye and a crooked smile. There are major bombshells dropped with regards to the newly introduced character of Macy Lockwood, which may have major ramifications for the franchise going forward. This movie is a strange one for me, as though it hit all the right beats, from the carnage and destruction and running and screaming on the island that is part and parcel of this franchise, to being brave enough to scale back the scope of the movie and confining a lot of the action and horror in small spaces. Nothing about this movie feels exceptional, just serviceable to move the status of the franchise from Jurassic World to the eventual next installment of the franchise. At multiple points throughout the movie, I thought, have they exhausted all that you can do with dinosaurs? However, the movie does end on a juicy prospect of how the next movie will be set up. So though I wasn't blown away by this installment, I think the next has the potential to be something truly fresh, though how many more directions you can go with this concept, I don't know. A lot of the callbacks to the prior movies feels forced and unnecessary, not as natural fit as the abundant amount of seamless callbacks from Jurassic World. J.A. Bayona excels at bringing a more forceful horror element to the franchise, with the third act overflowing with atmospheric tension, but he also incorporates some beautiful imagery, the final shot from the destroyed island being the most majestic and poignant ever in the Jurassic franchise. This movie also succeeds in making you care for the outcome of these CGI versions of long extinct creatures, and it's truly upsetting and distressing to see them in pain or being abused. So in terms of getting across an important and relevant issue, the movie hits the nail on the head. I still stand by my belief that the original Jurassic Park is one of the greatest movies ever made, and the concept of man vs dinosaur was perfected in that movie, and no installment of the franchise has come close since. Though I do respect that Bayona doesn't seem as beholden to the framework Spielberg laid out in the original movie, as much as Colin Trevorrow, Trebabu, does anyone know how to say his name properly? And why in God's name hire a performer as wild, eccentric and energetic as the incomparable Jeff Goldblum? Just have him sit in a chair. Criminal, just criminal. Not enough Goldblum, darn it. Never enough Goldblum. B.D. Wong's Henry Wu also doesn't get enough screen time in this installment, especially as the last movie set him up as a big player going forward for the franchise. Couple these disappointments with a handful of unlikable characters and lackluster performances, as well as the trailer not leaving many surprises, and you get a movie that though succeeds on every front, doesn't fire on all cylinders. So because of this, I give this movie 3.5 rookie reels out of 5. So that was our review of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Let's see what you think in the comments below. If you liked what you saw, please like, share and subscribe, and tune in next time. Bye now. Since the movie does put a lot of focus on Owen's relationship with the Velociraptor due to an impending disastrous volcanic eruption. Liked what you saw and have an interest for travel and adventure? Check out our other YouTube channel, Roman Rookies, as we travel across 14 countries in an 11-month whirlwind of fun and excitement. Just click here or the link in the description below. Thanks for watching.